Welcome. Before we start, let's just get this clear. Are you one of those that is always saying, oh, I want to learn Spanish, but I never get into it? That you're always putting things for tomorrow? That you only know how to say a few words, and whenever you see someone speaking Spanish, you want to engage, but you can't do it? So, if that sounds like you, or you just want to start, don't worry, you come to the right place. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to learn or use the really basic things that will make you get into the small talk. So whenever you see someone who speaks, you can at least say a few things. And then in that way you'll be practicing, and the key to fluency will be mastering this stuff. This will be the solid base for your head start. Once you get this done, and you know it so much that you own it, bit by bit, you'll be getting into fluency, you'll be adding up more things. So that's why this is really important. So with nothing more to say, we're going to be having like a small talk in Spanish, and then after that, I'll be breaking things down to make it easier for you. Hope you like it. Gracias. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola, bien. ¿Y tú? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y de dónde eres? Ah, yo soy de Venezuela. ¿Y tú de dónde eres? Yo soy de Australia. ¿Y tú cómo te llamas? Yo me llamo Emilio. ¿Tú? Yo soy Juan. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto, Juan. Un placer. Alright, welcome back. Now, let's just get into the breakdown of the whole thing. So the first thing we said, hola, hello. Remember? H is mute from last video. And then you go, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo means how, and estás from verb to be, being. So how are you? And then there are other ways of saying how are you. If you want to get into more casual speech, you can just go and say something like the equivalent of what's up, like ¿qué más? I'm from Venezuela, we say ¿qué más? Or in Colombia they say ¿qué fue? ¿Qué hubo? In Mexico they say ¿qué pedo? My advice from now, stick to ¿cómo estás? Then when you learn more, or you meet people from different countries, you can play around with different sayings. Next part, you gotta answer the how are you, right? Then ¿cómo estás? And then you say bien. Bien means good. You could also say muy bien, which is muy means very, so I'm very good. You can say mal, which is bad, or you can just say so, which is más o menos. Those are the like three most basic for now. If you want to get more casual, you can also say todo bien or todo está bien. Todo means everything, so you're saying everything is okay, everything is good. Alright, so you said you're good, you are asking back because you want to keep the conversation going, right? To ask back any question, you just say y tú, which means and you. Or you can say the whole question again, so you can say ¿y tú cómo estás? Like I said in the video. But then again, I would encourage you to say the whole thing. You gotta speak as much as you can so you practice more and more. Quick thing here with tú, with you. So there are two ways of saying that. In Spanish you've got like the formal and the casual way. The formal way would be usted. So normally you would say ¿y usted cómo está? But it depends, because usted is like if you're talking with your parents or with an elderly person, with a doctor, with your teacher in school, something like you gotta like show respect to the person. Then you would use usted. If you're talking with your friends or someone around your age and it's very casual, you don't need to worry about that. You can just say tú. Tú is lowering the level of formality. But then there is also another way. I think this is mostly used in Argentina, some parts in Colombia, some parts in Venezuela, and I guess in Central America some countries use it as well, which is vos. Vos is just like tú, it's another way of lowering the level of formality. So it's just a matter of paying attention to that. Sometimes you may say to people tú, and they may reply back saying usted. Or some countries use more usted than tú. Say in Colombia, what I found is most of my Colombian friends, they use more usted than tú. Just pay attention to that and play around with that. My advice, just go with tú, be casual and practice. Alright, so you know that they're good, you're good, you want to continue going, and then you say, where are you from? This is because so many countries speak Spanish. So say, for example, de donde eres? Where are you from? De donde, where, eres, to be, from. Then you get a response. Soy de España. And then you can, to continue, you say, ¿en serio? Really? ¿De qué parte de España eres? So you're saying which part from the country you are from. By doing this, you're engaging more with the person in the conversation, and you can continue talking. Say, for example, if they say Madrid, or soy de, like I am from, soy de Madrid. Then you can just say, oh, I really like Real Madrid or anything, and then you already spoke more. Maybe you stopped using Spanish, but again, you engage more with the person, which is good. After that, they'll ask you back, where are you from? So you've got to say, I am from the country. So you say, soy de plus country. So, for example, like in the video, soy de Australia. But you can also say, I am Australian, which would be soy australiano. This formula applies to some countries. So, for example, you can say, soy de Venezuela, soy venezolano, soy de Colombia, soy colombiano, soy de México, soy mexicano, and so on. Or you can say, soy de Chile, soy chileno. But then it changes if with other countries. If you say like, soy de Francia, soy francés. Soy de Japón, soy japonés. Soy de China, soy chino. Soy de Rusia, soy ruso. So just play around with that small formula to say where you're from, or like to say nationality, and then see how you go. If I didn't name your country, there are so many, just write it down if you're not sure how to say it, and then I'll just, let you know how to say it. My best tip of advice here would be just say the country. You can just say, soy de country. It's making it easier. Even with natives, when I ask Colombians or anyone else, I just say, de donde eres, they would be de Colombia or de Chile or de Venezuela. They wouldn't say, sometimes, but you don't get it that much. You can just say the country and that's it. So don't get too carried out with that. Important thing, if you're a girl, same thing, but you gotta put A at the end, because A is for female. We're gonna cover that up later on. So let's continue. After knowing where they're from, you ask the name, right? So you just go and you say, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? So ¿cuál means which, es is, tu, your, name, which is nombre. So you're saying, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? To answer that, you say, Mi nombre es, my name is, Emilio. Or there is another more casual way, which is, ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo means how, we know that. And then te, you, llamas. How are you called? And then you say, Yo me llamo, like I am called. And then you say name. But in reality, what we're saying is pretty much the same translation as before. We're saying, my name is. So, yo me llamo Emilio. They both work the same. I would say practice with both so you get a feel. And then you can use whichever one you feel more comfortable. And finally, you would say, it was nice meeting you. So you say, mucho gusto. That is very common. Or you can also use, un placer conocerte, which means a pleasure to meet you. Or even, you can just say, un placer. Then after that, that's pretty much all covered. When you are saying goodbye, people normally say adios. That's what you see in the movies. But in reality, no one says adios ever, never. I've never heard people using it. Normally what people would say is ciao. That's like the most common goodbye. You can also say something more casual like nos vemos or hasta luego, hasta pronto. What I've found out is like the most common one would be ciao. So you want to play it safe, just go with ciao. Or if you want to sound a bit more casual, just go with nos vemos or hasta luego and so on. Alright everyone, as I said before, this is going to be your base. So you've got to practice everything we covered in the video. Then get comfortable with that, and in that way you'll be getting that solid base. You will be boosting up your confidence in Spanish, and bit by bit adding up more things and getting into fluency, which is what you want. Before you start talking everything you know, I would highly recommend you should say yo quiero hablar español or yo estoy aprendiendo español. They mean I want to speak Spanish and I am learning Spanish. By saying that, people will be more receptive, they'll be more friendly whenever you talk to them, and they may even want to help you more, which is of course what you want. stay for the next video where we're going to be covering up the numbers and other words you can, other questions we can ask in this small talk. Hope you like the video and I'll see you next time. Muchas gracias. Thank you. See ya.